Ayan. So, ang unang ating house rule is, ayan, very good po sa lahat. On time. So, hanggat maaari sana, 15 minutes before. And number 2, muting. When you enter, mute yourself if you are already not muted. So, questions. So, yung questions po ay please paki-chat lang ninyo sa ating live chat box. Ayan. So, wait for the speaker to call on you. So, we will try our best para po lahat ng ating mga katanungan ay ma-address later ni Sir Ariel at ng aming team. And wait for the speaker to call on you to unmute yourself. Only one participant should contribute or talk at a time. So, para po seamless yung ating communication, magbigayan lang po tayo later pagka meron na po tayong mga questions. Opo. So, later po may mga question and answer tayo na gagawin. And number 5, stay attentive, pay attention to the speaker or the other student who are speaking. Give them time to respond. So, number 6, turn off your camera. You can turn off your camera for better connection. So, kapag medyo malabo po yung screen dun sa inyong Google Meet, try to turn off your camera kasi po para mas makabawas ng internet bandwidth. So, optional lang naman po yun. Pero kung gusto niyo naka-on yung inyong camera, wala pong problema. Ayan po. Pero if ever na lumalabo yung inyong screen, mahabo yung connections nyo, try to turn off your camera para makabawas ng load sa inyong internet. Ayan. 7, do not record the entire webinar. We will record it for you and we will give you exclusive access to it. So, again po, kung magre-record po kayo, parang masasayang lang kasi bibigyan naman namin kayo ng recording access. So, kami na po yung magre-record para sa inyo. So, parang binayaran nyo na rin po yun. So, sa webinar na to, ang kagandahan po, live kayong makakapag-participate. At the same time, yung exclusive recording, magkaka-access din po kayo doon. Ayan. So, yung access na yon is yung video na yon ma-upload sa YouTube. Technically, malaki kasi yon. So, mga around 4 gig yung magiging recording natin. Bawat isa, morning session and afternoon session. So, masyadong malaki. So, kaya sa YouTube namin i-upload and unlisted po yon. Ibig sabihin, anyone with the link. So, pag anyone with the link, kung sino lang yung nandito, sila lang yung bibigyan namin ng link. Ayun po. So, sana personal consumption natin yung link na yon or yung video na yon. Do not share it to anyone. So, I believe sharing is caring, but this time, exclusive webinar po ito. Parang unfair naman na kayo po ay nagbayad and the other hindi po, and then sila po ay makaka-access sa recording na yon. So, yun lang po sana. So, nga po namin yun, binibigyan na po namin kayo na parang trust namin. Binibigyan na namin yung trust namin sa inyo. So, ibig sabihin, pag binigay namin yung link unlisted yon, hindi po yun nasa search sa ating YouTube, Ariotech YouTube channel. So, kayo lang po yung makakakita nun. Kaya po exclusive access yung bibigay namin dun sa inyo. Ayan. So, again, kung mag-record po kayo, masasayang kasi meron na kaming sariling recording dito and I think mas malinaw yon and magiging sa inyo parang convenient. So, hindi nyo na kailangan magsarili pang recording. And, again, ang makukuha po natin ditong certificate is dalawa. Certificate of completion. After this webinar, automatic po yung certificate of completion. Magkakaroon po kayo nun. I will show you later kung paano siya i-access sa ating Ariotech web application. And then, yung pangalang certificate po is yung certificate of recognition after you submit your output. Ayan. So, yun lang po. So, dalawa yung magiging certificate natin. Ayan. So, yung una, automatic, kasi nag-avail yung exclusive webinar, natapos tong webinar na to. So, certificate of completion. And then, the other one is yung certificate of recognition kapag nagpasa po kayo ng inyong output by this morning. Sir, anong output yon? So, later, maraming gagawin si Sir Ariel about Photoshop. So, any of the activity na ipapagawa ni Sir Ariel is welcome na and then okay na po yun. Recognize na po namin yun as your output. So, again po, a reminder lang po sa lahat. So, ang ating topic for this morning is Intermediate Photoshop for Visual Graphic Training, and this topic is um, almost lahat ng topic is leading to visual graphic training. So, kung familiar kayo dun sa test the certification nila, so makaka-relate kayo dito, and at the same time, parang training na rin to pagka magkukuha kayo ng ganong assessment. Ayan, so, napaganda ng training na to. Unang-una, magiging parang review to kung may alam ka na, or para magiging um, training nga ito para sa'yo sa BGD. At the same time, may certificate ka dito, and at the same time, yung skills na yon pwede mong paggamit sa pag nagpa-assessment ka na kay Tesla. At the same time, yung skills na to, hindi lang for certification. Ang skills na to ay magagamit mo for your freelancing. Ayan, kung teacher ka, kung may other field ka, and ayan, natutunan mo dito yung mga paggawa ng flyers, brochure, dahil yun yung kailangan na mga skills kapag dating sa graphic design. So, napakaganda. So, sana po ma-appreciate ninyo, ma-meet namin yung inyong expectation for this morning. And ayun lang po. So, ano lang po tayo, tinuturing namin kayo dito as a team. So, kaya tayo Team Area Tech, hashtag. And I hope mag-gain ninyo lahat ng skills. So, I think I need to pass the floor to Sir Ariel na po to start na yung inyong webinar. Yan po. Sir Ariel?
Hello po, sir. Good morning po.
Yan, sir. Good morning po. Sa inyo na po yung
Ayan.
floor. Apo.
Okay po, sir. Good morning po sa ating lahat. By the way po, again po, my name is Sir Ariel Vergara. And I will be your trainer, I would say, for the day. Probably kung kayo po ay sumusunod sa aming mga videos before sa ating Team Meriotech, ako po yung speaker for Photoshop 1, Photoshop 2, InDesign Part 1, InDesign exclusive webinar for the first time, yung huli po natin, and definitely, ito po yung panlima. So this is an exclusive webinar for Photoshop. I would say it's intermediate, pero technically the concept po, yung laman talaga niya, kung kayo ay bagong user ng Photoshop, you will not call it intermediate, but technically this is advanced or advanced. Pero still, for those who are masters in Photoshop, some may call it intermediates. To be safe po, ang ililagay po namin is intermediate, but definitely you will learn things that are somehow advanced from the point of view of majority. So again po, siguro po nakita na ako ng majority before. You might wonder po regarding this seminar, sir, why is it that the seminar is masyadong mura and at the same time compared to other seminars, siya po yung mahaba. Commonly, if you're going to look for trainings like this, it will cost you around 3 pesos, or sorry, 300 pesos for a training that would last only for 2 hours. So when Sir Ed asked me, sir, pwede ba nating extend yung oras? Sabi, gano'ng kahaba, sir? Sige po, 6 hours. Let's make it 6 hours. Okay, sure, sir. No problem. And nung pinag-usapan po namin, sir, can we also trim down the price para po siya ma-avail ng majority? Eh, sabi ko, sir, wala naman po tayong problema doon. And honestly speaking, for those who know us, kami po ng mga Sir Ed, para kami mga tropa. Pero definitely po, to be honest, kami po ay hindi pa nagkikita personal ng Team Meriotech. So kami po ay binded by trust and same interest to impart knowledge to our viewers. And you might wonder, sir, bakit po this time it's an exclusive webinar? Probably the topics to be discussed here are advanced topics that I would like to impart to the participants. And another one of the reasons why we have this exclusive webinar, kung napansin niyo po ang Sir Ed, he keep on thinking of everything that would enhance the service of Eriotech. May app po tayo, and at the same time, before, matagal ang certificate. Ngayon, pagkatapos mo, once you're done with everything, you will be able to get it instantly. So yun po ay actually to make it somehow still working, and at the same time to continuously improve the service, kailangan po somehow ng funding. And one of the way na nakita po namin is for those who are interested to gain advanced knowledge is an exclusive webinar like this. So technically, sobrang mura po niya, but it will definitely help us a lot to continue and further improve our services. And at the same time, you will get advanced knowledge in return. Okay pa? So I think we're still waiting for some more. However, for the sake of everyone or for every participants, I would start the explanation. I will start the discussion about this webinar. So for temporarily po, i-hide ko muna po yung aking camera for me not to experience problem in internet connection po. Okay pa? Ayan. So I'll be sharing my screen for a while. Okay, I'll just need to check if it's already presenting. Okay, hopefully po lahat po ay nakikita ng aking screen. Ayan, so, okay. So technically, this is intermediate Photoshop for training for visual graphics design. So there are topics that will lead you to visual graphics design, probably if you would like to have certifications. And also there are some topics that we inserted that will help you a lot as you work every day. Magagamit niyo po siya even though you're not really a practitioner of visual graphics o ginagamit mo siya sa trabaho. Definitely, these are things that will help you a lot. And hopefully po, tayo po ay maraming matutunan. And also, part of this, tayo naman po lahat ay professionals. And we would like to somehow practice a value of professionalism in this kind of webinar. Nakakatawa po kanina pagdating natin. Sobrang tahimik. Ibig sabihin talaga, lahat ay halos familiar na sa process ng ganitong webinar. Technically, kung gusto natin, pwede tayo magsalita. Pero wala akong napansin na ganun na talagang naririnig yung background. So technically, lahat tayo ay marunong. And at the same time, there might be some questions that may be out of context na hindi natin agad nakocover sa ating discussion. I would suggest we are going to have it address dun sa mga oras na tayo po ay nag-aalat ng activity. So in that way, hindi po maaapektuhan ang ating discussion. And for the benefit of everyone po. Okay po? So we will try to answer all questions related to the topics, but some topics or some questions that may be out of context will be entertained later para hindi po maapektuhan ang ating discussion. So I'll start. Okay, the first one is welcome to the intermediate Photoshop training for visual graphic design. And another one is I will be requesting, probably majority po ay meron na po tayong folders na dinownload po natin from the email provided by Sir Ed earlier. Okay, so this is the folder probably that contains all of the materials that we will be using as we move along with the discussion. So ito po yan. Okay, you also have your installer there. So later on, we're going to talk about them one by one. And mas maganda po kung na-download nyo siya ngayon para po tayo makasunod while we are working on our project. However, there might be some instances wherein hindi agad po na-download natin and we will be downloading it as we watch the webinar. And again, to be reminded po, meron po tayong mga recordings na ibibigay po sa inyo right after our session. Yung link po ng recordings natin para po just in case may part po na hindi nasundan o yung iba talaga ang ginawa ay nanood lang muna and later gagawin yung process. So we provided you with everything na gagamitin nyo so that pwede nyo siyang balik-balikan and eventually learn the whole thing. Okay? Pero kung mas maganda po, masusundan natin as we move with our discussions. So ano po ba yung expectations natin dito sa ating webinar? Now, technically, for those who have background, familiar ka sa visual graphics, and later on, kung hindi nyo pa siya narinig, ipaliliwanag ko siya ng detalyado paano ba gumagana yung visual graphics and ano ba yung mga bagay na kailangan kong malaman as for me to work as a graphic artist. Merong lahat kina-cover. Mas maganda po lahat ma-cover natin and magawa natin ng output. And at the same time, if we do have teachers or kung kahit hindi man po teachers na gumagamit ng Photoshop, there are some topics here, very simple topics na i-discuss ko ng detalyado na probably hindi alam ng users kung ikaw ay user of Photoshop for just 1 or 2 years, ginagamit mo siya, pero posible pong hindi mo pa alam ang mga to. And it will be very useful, though these are just simple processes. So let me start with the first topic. Okay, so on your folder, intermediate folder or intermediate Photoshop folder, you have this color, how do you call it? Folder. Yeah, and this one is the color folder. It includes 3 pictures: the apple, the man with the white shirt, and the black shirt. So we will be working on this. Okay, I'll go back to my Photoshop screen here. I will open the first file. I'll open t-shirt, the black one, or from the color folder. Okay pa? Okay, I'll open this one and I'll click on here. We'll just wait for the image to load up. Okay pa. Now, for those na nakapag-download ng mga files before, and you might wonder, some images are missing. May link po let na binigay si sir. Probably you would like to access that and download. Ilan lang naman po, siguro 1 or 2 pictures lang po yung napadagdag. And I would like you to be familiar with everything. Okay, let's start with the first one. Okay. Magnify ko lang po ha. Now, kung napapansin nyo po, I opened the file and meron akong tools dito. And at the same time, meron akong mga palettes dito, here. Some of you might not have the same environment. So to be uniform, what I would like you to do is to click on Essentials here. Okay, minsan po kasi iba yung na-select dito sa gilid. And I would like everyone to be on the essential option here. So pwedeng kayo ay naka-new workspace, reset essentials. So I would like everyone to be on essentials. That will give you the same environment. Now, another one, ang ilan sa inyo po ay ganito yung nangyayari. Ayan, nakita niyo po, wala yung tools sa gilid, ganito lang. Ayan, sir, wala po akong tools sa gilid at wala rin po akong for example, the swatches sa gilid. Eto po, wala po akong swatches. So what you need to do, just in case you lose some of them or nawala, eventually, hindi sinasadya, may napindot po tayo. Pero by default po meron siya. You just click on Windows and look for those options on your screen. This time, I'll click on my tools para po bumalik siya. And also, I would like to click on my swatches. Okay, para bumalik po siya dun sa taas. And also, ang ilan po sa inyo, nakikita, sir, ganito po yung aking tools. Dalawa po yung line. Okay lang po, there's an arrow here. And you just click on that one and it will be single line, or click that one again, 2 lines. But no problem naman pa, it will basically work the same. Okay, now upon opening your file, probably it's locked. All you need to do is double click and then click OK. Okay, since ang akin po ay naka-unlock na, ganito ba, pag may lumabas po ditong lock, kailangan nyo pong i-double click and click OK para po ma-unlock siya. That's by default. Okay, so might ask, sir, pwede po bang gamitin namin yung latest version ng Photoshop? Definitely, yes po. Okay po. As long as you are on the essential option here, para po parehas tayo ng environment at hindi mahirapang sumunod. Because some of the mas advanced po yung features ng 2020 nowadays. Okay po. Pero for a program that would probably work in majority of the operating system, and at the same time, majority of the laptop of our participants, I will be using CS6. This is the version that I have on my computer, but you may use your option if you would like to use 2020 or CC versions of Photoshop. That's basically the same. Okay. So kung napansin po ninyo, ganito kadalasan yung ginagawa. For example, you're working for a company or you're working for a school and you're tasked to design a shirt for the members of your faculty or for the members of your organization. And commonly, what you're doing as a graphic artist, you will be looking for free images on the internet. Okay? Ang problema, from time to time, nagbabago yung preferences ng boss. Halimbawa, okay, I think black is good. However, can you give me an example of a blue one or a green one or a yellow one? And this is a practice na ginagawa po ng marami. Ah, humahanap po ulit ng image na ganun yung kulay. Kaya nga lang, ang problema, it is very rare to find a website that will give you that same option. Halimbawa po, ito, ay back, front, and side. Pag humanap ako ng ibang kulay, like for example, blue of this one, I might find it very difficult to find one if it's possible, and majority, and most of the time, it's somehow impossible. So what I will be doing is to teach you how you're going to use hue and saturation. So when you say hue, it refers to color, and saturation means the richness of color. For example, this t-shirt, pinarasan ko po siya. Sabi ko, ma'am, ito yung magandang t-shirt natin. Sabi niya, okay, maganda yan. Pero can you also give me an option? Ano kayang itsura niya kapag blue siya? So, having selected, since isa pa lang naman po yung ating layer, you go to this one, image, you click on adjustment, and then hue and saturation. Okay, let me repeat. You click on image, adjustment, and hue and saturation. There we go. So kung napansin po ninyo, ito po yung black image ko. Okay? And this is hue and saturation options. For example, make sure that you have it selected. Yun pong colorize dito po sa gilid. Preview, click preview, and click colorize. Kung napansin po ninyo, when I click on colorize, medyo nagkaroon ng konting changes. Now, this is the option here. Okay? Halimbawa, yan, sabi ng ating boss or head, palitan natin ang kulay. Kung napansin nyo po, when I start adjusting the hue navigation bar here, nagbabago po siya ng kulay depending kung saan siya pumapatak. Siya po ba ay pumapatak sa blue, sa red, o kung saan man. For example, I was tasked to make it blue. Kung napansin ko, medyo dark po ng konti. I will increase its saturation. And kung gusto niyo mas iba pa yung kulay, you just go to lightness. Yan, napansin niyo po, it's already light blue. Without changing the t-shirt itself, you were able to make it blue. Sabi ni, maganda yung blue, pero I want something like yellow-green. So, eto po yun. And you would like something like yellow. Okay, yan. Yellow na po yan, pero mas gusto ko medyo light pa ng konti. Here we go. Just like, try playing with this tabs, this navigation, and it will give you perfect color for the one that you opt to use. Kung kanina, black siya, ngayon pwede ko siyang gawing kulay pula. And I would like it to be somehow lighter quality. Yung saturation niya, adjust depending on your preference. And then, adjust the lightness as well. And also the navigation for you. Okay, this is violet, for example, and blue, and somehow green, up to yellow. Okay, so adjusting these options will give you the ability to choose the color of your preference without actually changing the image. Okay, sir, question, paano po na-insert yung image? Hindi ko po siya in-insert. There is a file already t-shirt na ginamit ko. And it's already something like this. Black na po siya, na transparent yung background. So it's not inserted. I just file, open, and look for the t-shirt. And I was able to open it. Okay. So di ba nabago natin? Halimbawa, balikan ko lang siya. Adjustment po ako. Hue and saturation. There we go. I want it to be a bit. Okay? Sir, bakit po hindi nagbabago? Ito po, don't forget to click on colorize. Okay? Para po mag-take effect yung kulay na inyong i-apply. So I want somehow green, that's a bit lighter here. I'm good with this. I'll click on OK. I'll file, save as. If I would like to save it as a PNG file, I'll save it on my desktop. Green t-shirt. T-shirt. Okay. And I'll click on save. And I will have green t-shirt on my desktop already. So, kung kailangan nyo siyang i-present, technically, eto lang po, na andito lang po siya. Pwede nyo na po siyang ibigay sa department heads or anyone asking for your design. That's okay. So there might be other options like color overlay. Some of you, for probably if you are practitioners already, then that's fine. However, for those who are starting to work with hue and saturation, I will suggest you use the option first. Okay. Now, another one. I'll close this one po. I'm done with this. Okay. I won't save it kasi I would like it to stay as black kasi na-save ko na as JPEG file. I'll file, open, and then go back to my folder colors here. Napansin niyo po, I have here open. Yeah, I have here the guy with a white shirt. Just click on, okay, this one. Now, kung napansin po natin, this is a guy in a white shirt. And what I would like to do is to change the color of his shirt without actually changing the picture. Halimbawa, ano kayang itsura niya kapag ang kanyang damit ay kulay blue, kulay black, kulay red, or anything, any color that you want. Now, by the way, the image actually are downloaded from pixels.com or pixels.com, and these are free. Okay? So, salamat po sa pixels.com kasi may mga images tayong nagagamit. High resolution images that are actually for free. Halimbawa, eto, common users, ganito po yung ginagawa. Ini-click po nila, punta po tayo dito sa ating tools dito. Ayan. This is my quick selection tool. Kinukuha. Because I would like to select the t-shirt. Here. Didirect ko lang po siya. Since high resolution po yung t-shirt natin, yung image ko napansin niyo po, it was selected perfectly. Ayan. So selected na po yung t-shirt niya. Ito lang po yung gusto kong palitan. So yung white t-shirt and this one. Okay? So ang kailangan ko pong gawin ay palitan siya. Commonly ang ginagawa ng common user ng Photoshop. Kinukuha po nila to. Pumupunta sila dyan, paint bucket, pinapalitan, for example, blue, at dinadrag siya dyan. Yan. Ganyan po yung nagiging itsura for the sake of changing. And it won't look really realistic kapag ginawa niyo po siyang ganyan. So, technically, huwag niyo po itong gagawin, especially if you will be working as an artist. Okay, Control-Z ko lang po siya on my keyboard. Okay, highlighted po yung puti, kung napansin niyo po. Instead of me using this paint bucket tool to change its color, I will be applying the simple concept na tinuro ko sa inyo kanina. So highlighted, ibig sabihin po, any changes na ginawa ko will only take effect on the selected part of that one, of the t-shirt. Sir, paano po i-unselect yung ating t-shirt? Okay? Anything po, like this, for example, click nyo lang po siya sa labas, deselect na po yun. O kaya naman po, di ba, selected po siya. Ayan. Okay po. So, eto po yung mga deselect options. Deselect nyo po siya at hindi na po siya magiging selected. So, for the meantime, I'll leave it selected and I'll go to my image. I'll go to adjustment and I will use the concept that I teach earlier for hue and saturation. Kung napansin po natin, these are the options. Sir, I'll click on colorize. Yan. And I'll be adjusting the color. Okay. For example, I want it to be a bit blue and I would like to increase its okay, yan. So, lightness, depende po sa kung ano yung gusto natin. Minsan, gusto natin mas darker. O kaya naman, gusto ko medyo reddish ng konti and a bit lighter, pink for him. And, okay, as you can see, as I move along or as I move my navigation here, it changes the color of the shirt without changing the quality of the image. So for example, we're good with blue. You adjust the saturation for to the maximum, and you adjust the lightness a bit darker para magmukha diyang mas blue since we're dealing with white. And I'll click on okay. Okay, I'll click deselect. Okay, kung napansin niyo po, the shirt of the shirt of our model basically changed. Naging kulay blue po siya from white, and hindi nagbago yung quality. Hindi siya nagmukhang ipinatong lang. So technically, it's the same image, it's the same person, same shirt, pero nag-iba yung kulay. Okay pa? Okay, questions. Paano po i-select yung t-shirt? Okay, balikan po natin dito. There are lots of selection tool na pwede nyo magamit. Pero for this, I actually recommend using the tool Quick Selection Tool. Okay? Click nyo po yung Quick Selection Tool. Tapos yung pong inyong cursor, i-drag nyo lang siya sa loob ng inyong image to be selected. Yan, pwede nyo po siyang i-drag pa ganun. Pero since high resolution siya, madali siyang na-select ng mabilisan. Yan. Selected, make the changes. You go to image, you go to adjustment, hue and saturation, and then change the color. Okay. So here, ayan, medyo pink yung gusto ni Kuya. Okay. Ayan. So you have it colored pink. Okay? O, pili pa. Okay po, let's proceed po. I'll be clicking this one. So technically, we were able to get the idea on how it is being changed. So I'll click on close. Here one. I won't save it for a while. So this is just an example. Okay. I'll open the third picture, file. I'll go to open, and I'll click on Apple. Okay. I'll click Apple. There we go. Ayan. So you will have an image of an apple here. Okay, so for those who missed the first part, probably kung meron tayong oras mamaya, babalikan ko siya. Pero you don't worry po, kasi po may recorded version po tayo nito just in case gusto nyo siyang balikan and matutunan talaga, pwede natin po siyang balikan later. Okay, so technically, I open a new file. This is the Apple file on your folder. Napansin po natin, gusto ko po, ang background natin is black and white. Meron po tayong dalawang red apple, and at the same time, we have a green apple here. And this is our image. On our layers, i-double click. Lalabas po to. You just click on OK para lang po ma-unlock po siya. Yan. Wala na po yung lock niya since this is a background. Now, I would like to create another layer. So it's either right click or duplicate layer. Ayan. I'll click on OK. Dalawa po dito. Ayan. Dalawa na po. Or Control J. Control J po will also result to duplication of the image. Diba? Tanggalin ko lang. It's either again, right click, duplicate layer, or Control J to duplicate the image that you would like to use. Okay? Okay, again, question po. Ito po ba recorded? Sir, opo, definitely po. It is recorded para po may bagay sa inyo yung link, and at the same time, you will be able to review para po ma-master nyo kung paano siya ginagamit. Okay, so I'll go back to this one. This is an apple. I have here a copy of my first apple, and I have here the second one. So this is the first and second. Oh, my second one. Right? Ito. Ang gusto ko pong mangyari is, lahat po sila nagiging black and white, or babaguhin ko yung kulay. So I'll click on this one, the one at the bottom. This is, the other one is hidden. Tinanggal ko muna po siya. So kapag meron pong mata, click nyo po yung mata, it's show. Kapag wala po, it's hidden. So I'm here on my file. I'll go to the same one, same process earlier. I'll go to image and I'll make some adjustment here and I'll go to hue and saturation. Now, what I would like to do is wala siyang kulay kundi black and white black. So I'll adjust the hue. Okay? Kung napansin niyo po, nagbabago yung kulay ng ating apple. So this time, I'll be using saturation. So wala po siyang richness in color. So what will happen is that it will be colored black and white or gray. I'll click on OK. So I have a layer of a picture which is already black and white. Okay. Another one is I would like to make an image of this na ang meron lang, I'll be giving emphasis on the first apple. Ito lang apple na to, magiging kulay pula. Eh, yung apple na yon ay kulay black and white and this one is black and white. So everything is black and white aside from this apple. Commonly ginagamit to if you would like to give emphasis on an image, for example. But this time I would like to use the front or the first apple here, which is red, para sa aking example. So this one, I'll be showing my second layer. Kung napansin nyo po, di ba, by principle, kung ano yung nasa taas, yun yung makikita natin. So halimbawa, nilagay ko siya sa ilalim ng layer 1. Okay? Nasa ilalim siya, hindi siya makikita kasi natatakloban siya ng first layer ko, which is black and white. And another one, kung gusto ko namang nakikita ko siya, I'll be putting it at the top of this one. Okay? Now, gagamit po tayo ng isang magandang feature ni Photoshop na probably ay hindi ginagamit ng majority. And I would like you to take note of this and basically learn it for your advantage. Okay? Masking po. Kung narinig niyo yung masking, commonly ginagamit siyang process for editing. Okay? And this time, gagamitin po natin siya. With my first layer, black and white, and my second layer, colored, I'll be going to click on this one. Okay? Kung napansin niyo pa, dito po sa baba. Sa lower part po ng ating screen, meron po ditong add layer mask. I-click niyo po siya dito. Okay? Kapag kinilik niyo po siya, it will create a white color here. Okay, kung napansin niyo pa, there's an image, there's a layer mask in here. Kapag kulay puti yan, ang ibig sabihin po niyan, it reveals the image 100%. Ibig sabihin, may mask siya, pero isinushow niya yung image 100%. Okay pa? However, kung ang layer mask niyo po ay black, for example, i-double click po siya, ayan, lalabas po itong option to, properties po siya ng inyong layer mask. So kapag siya po ay kinilik ko yung invert, again, dinouble click ko lang po yung layer mask ko, I'll be clicking on my invert option here. Okay, ano pong nangyari? Now, hindi po siya naging black and white. Ang nangyari po sa kanya, tanggalin ko po yung image ko sa ilalim. Yan. Napansin niyo po ba? Wala siyang laman, pero the image is selected. Okay, kung kanina po if it's white, it will show the image 100%. If it's black, it will hide the image 100%. So hindi niyo siya makikita. Okay? If I click on the one at the bottom, may nakikita akong image, pero selected yung aking first layer. Ibig sabihin po, ang nakikita kong image ay yung nasa ilalim kasi nga po 100% hidden ang akin pong layer. Now, I would like to make an effect. For example, ang gusto ko ay erase ko yung area. I'll be using my eraser tool. Okay, punta po ako dito ha. I'll be using my eraser tool and I'll adjust this one, the size. Again, eraser tool po. Punta po sa taas. You'll change the size of your brush. Okay? Then, I think I'm good with this. Kung napansin nyo po, yung area na pinintahan ko, ayan. Ini-erase ko po siya, right? Pero kung napansin nyo po, since this one is hidden, yung area po niya na natatamaan ng eraser tool ko, yun po ay lalabas from my image. Okay? So, ibig sabihin po, kung hindi ko kita yung image sa ilalim, ito lang po yung nangyayari. Yan. There's an original image and every time I erase something, it will be shown. Kasi po, siya po ay naka-white. Okay, balik ko po yung image ko ha. Ang ating pong target is to make sure that the apple in front, which is the red one, will be shown. I'll be using the eraser tool po ha. Bilisan ko lang po ng konti. Ayan. So, eraser tool po. Pwede pong baguhin yung size tool sa gilid, but I'll prefer to use this one. Okay. Ayan. Ang medyo challenging po dito ay sa gilid. Kasi po, kung lalampas kayo ng edit, for example, like this. Ayan. So, it's not that difficult. Kailangan nyo lang po ng konting control. Ayan. So, kung napansin po natin, selected po yung aking apple. Pero po, may areas, for example, yan. So, I was able to get it visible 100% yung apple na gusto ko. Pero kung napansin po natin also, meron pong part dito, yung green. Ito, yan. Nagkaganyan, for example, ako. Dapat hindi mag-show yung green. And at the same time, merong part ng apple sa taas, nagka-problema po kasi lumampas po siya. Pagpunta nyo po dito sa gilid na to, kung napapasin pa, sige pa. Ayan. Dito po sa gilid na to, yung ating foreground and background, once po kayo ay naka-clipping mask, or sorry, naka-layer mask, automatically po, this one will either black or white lang po. Okay? So this is your foreground and your background. So switching this one, kung ang una pong option, kapag siya ay nakaganyan, ay lahat ng erase niya magre-reveal and napansin nyo, lumampas po siya and you don't want that. Commonly, ang ginagawa po ng iba is Control Alt Z, undo, 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 hanggang sa bumalik siya sa una. Now, there's an option here. Click nyo lang po yung arrow na yun. So magsuswitch po siya from black, magiging kulay puti siya. And it will work the other way around. Instead of showing the image, once you use that tool here, it will be hiding it again. Okay, so kung lumampas po kayo ng konti dito, and dahil nyo lang po ulit siya dyan, and that part will be again hidden. Okay. So, for example, ito po yung reflection lang, kaya commonly, meron siyang konting kulay green. Yun naman po, sorry, masyado pong malaki yung aking brush. Pag in-erase ko po siya, mawawala po yung tangkay. So, adjuster po kayo ng brush dito sa gilid. Okay. If you think that's enough, okay, doon po sa taas. Kung sa palagay niyo po, enough na siya para makapag-work kayo ng mas smooth on this part, okay, you just drag it over. Okay, here. So po, may mas maliit pa. Kasi may mga details po dito na medyo ayaw yung nakakasama. Okay, there we go. So, and you were able to create the image that they want. Okay, sige po. Ay, entertain ko lang po itong question po. Sir, paano po ibinablock yung layer? Okay, dito lang po. Di po ba meron tayong layer mask? Double click nyo lang po, invert, or double click, invert, para po siya ay bumalik sa black and white, depending on your preference. Okay, meron din po ditong option. Halimbawa naman po, ayaw niyong gumamit nitong option dito, yung mabilisan, dito, yung icon. Pwede kayong pumunta dito sa ating layer. Okay, meron pong option for layer mask. It's either you use reveal all, which is white, or hide all, which is black. Okay. Sir, ayaw po lumabas yung apple kahit nakaklik ko na po yung eraser tool ko. Okay po, make sure po that the selected layer is the colored one with black layer mask before you start working on your output. Kasi basically, if it's something like this, naka-highlight po yung nasa baba, the changes that you're going to make will take effect on the first layer and not on the layer with a layer mask. Okay po. So that's basically it. Now, we're going to have the example. We're going to have an activity. Okay, pansin niyo po ba? Ah, kapag kinili ko po ay white, ang nangyari, the whole image, okay, ang nabura ko po is the black and white, this one. Kaya ang nangyari po, yan, butas lang po siya, ganyan lang po siya. Since meron siyang image sa likod, kaya nagmumukha siyang naandun pa rin. Kapag siya naman po in-invert ko, ginawa ko po siyang black, yung originally ginawa po natin, eto po yun. Okay, kung wala po siya sa likod, yan lang po itsura niya. Ganyan lang po siya. Ano po? Kung titignan sir, ang pangit naman, yes, it is. Pero technically, if you do have the background, uh, very smooth po siya. Hindi siya magmumukhang pangit. Ano po? Yan. Sige, that's the first example that we are going to use. Now, we're going to proceed with our activity. I'll be giving you few minutes. Ganito lang po ang gagawin. Palitan nyo lang po yung kulay doon sa t-shirt. Sa black t-shirt that was provided to you earlier, yung ginawa ko, yung black t-shirt po, gawan lang po natin ng any color aside from black and save it as activity 1. Make it PNG po, yung file. Ano po, sabi po ni Sir Ed kanina, any output na magagawa natin from this activity will be accepted as an output for you to get one of the other certificates. So in this way, ito muna po yung gawin natin. Activity 1, we change the color of the t-shirt to anything that you prefer aside from black, of course. And I'll give you 5 minutes to work on that. Okay, sir, yun po bang 3 t-shirts po ang papalitan ng color? Yes po. Sir, pwede po ba late na lang mag-submit ng output namin? Definitely yes po. Aha. Sir, lahat po ba from Dane? Yun na lang pong t-shirt. Di po ba 3 t-shirt yon? Select it as a layer para po lahat ng gawin nyo will take effect on all of the 3 views, yung front, back, and side. File format po, it's either JPEG na lang po or PNG. Huwag nyo na pong gawin siya as a PSD file kasi medyo mahirap siya isend. Sir, may deadline po ba submission ng output? Technically po, magsiset po tayo ng dates kung hanggang kailan po pwedeng i-submit yung output natin. But definitely, we will give you enough time to do that. Later po, i-discuss po namin yan. Yeah, yun, sir. Opo. Okay, sabi po ni Ma'am Maribel po, done with the activity. Yeah, hey. So technically, nasundan po nila, Ma'am, yung activity natin. So magagamit po natin siya sa maraming mga bagay-bagay sa work. Ano po? So instead of just using the colors, like using the paint bucket tool, that definitely will change the quality of the image. I'll suggest you use hue and saturation, which is very basic. Okay, sir, paano po mag-erase yung apple kanina? You click on your eraser tool and you just hover it to the part that you would like to erase. Okay, but we still have 2 more minutes. Okay, now, just to set everyone's expectation po, there might be some questions, sir, bakit po hindi masyadong maganda yung output natin? As much as possible po, we are trying to look for examples that are the easiest to perform. Why? We are not trying to give you a very good output right right now, right? What we would like to teach you is how you are going to use it. We're teaching you the concept, hindi po yung mismong output agad talaga. Ano po? Kasi mas madali lang pagandahin yung output kapag alam niyo yung process. Kaya po ang ginagamit naming examples commonly are those that are basic para po pag in-apply niyo siya, ulit-ulit, you will discover a new concept na mas maganda. Pero the bottom line again is the secret to that is knowing the concept, knowing the process. Okay po, sir, saan po yung session pagtapos na? Medyo madami-dami po tayong gagawin. Later po, we will be providing with detailed information on where to send the output para po sa ating final output. Okay, sir, ayaw po mag-apply ng eraser sa layer na may mask. Okay, probably po, if you are using the white one, let's reveal all. Okay, I will suggest you convert that into the black one. Right-click on the layer mask, then click on invert. It will be black, and that is supposedly be working. Now, kung hindi nyo po ginagamit yung eraser tool, for example, ang ginamit nyo po yung brush tool, okay lang po yun. It will work basically the same. Sir, paano po mag-add ng pictures? That's file, place. I file and place and look for your picture and then you click on OK. Okay, but we still have 10 more seconds before we proceed to the next one. Okay, marami po tayong mga activities and hopefully po lahat po sila ay inyong matutunan because our target as much as possible, provide you with all of the information sa pwede namin i-provide sa inyo sa loob ng 6 na oras na ito. And technically, kung kayo po ay practitioner, siguro po everyone will agree sa akin na sir, wala po kaming makitang trainings na ganito, na ganun kadami yung content na ibinibigay. Kadalasan po for the full day, isang topic lang, tapos you will be paying for another day. Ito po, lahat po na pwede nating i-provide sa inyo will be provided to you on this session. Okay pa. Now, okay, so I'll be closing this one again. Proceed po ako I'll be closing this one. I won't save it. Okay, because I already have that file. Now, what I would like to look for is another folder. So we're done with colors. Ang gusto ko pong gawin natin is this one, the animated chip. Punta po tayo dito. Okay, so ito po. Isa to sa pinaka-paborito kong ginagawa sa Photoshop na kadalasan hindi talaga alam ng majority. May mga kasama ko na they've been using Photoshop for 5 years already, pero hindi nila alam yung feature na to. Today, tuturo ko siya sa inyo. Sobrang simple. At sasabihin nyo later, yun lang pala yun. Okay. Meron tayong tatlong option dito. It's a ball, it's an evolution, and a lion. And hopefully lahat po ay merong folder ng ganito para po tayo makasunod. Okay. So gagamitin po natin siya. I'll go back to my Photoshop and I'll create a canvas. File. I'll click on new. Okay. It's RGB kasi it will be intended for online. Okay. Internet or soft copy. Let's make it RGB. My size will be, I'll change it to inches, and my width probably would be 8 inches, and the height is, let's make it 4, 8 and 4, and the resolution, let's make it just 72 kasi pag sobrang taas ng resolution, though it's for online, masyado pong bumibigat yung file, kaya commonly gagamitin natin is mababa lang po. I'll use it as 72 as the default. I'll click on OK. Ayan. So meron na po akong isang canvas. It's by 4 by 8 canvas na gagamitin ko later. However, okay po. So I'll click on open. Hindi po ako magpipaste I'll click on open, a file, open. I'll look for, not for these three, I'll look for animated chip. Okay, I'll look for the ball and I'll click on open. I'll just click OK here. Yan. Kung napansin niyo po, meron na akong version ng ball dito. Ang gagawin ko lang, punta po ako sa move tool ko. Move tool. Yan. May gagalaw ko po siya, right? Dalawa po yung aking active document. Isang the untitled one, which is the 4x8. And the other one is the ball. Medyo malaki po siya. Ang gagawin ko po, using my move tool here, i-click ko po siya, i-drag ko po siya pataas, at pupunta po ako dun sa isang file. Right? Napansin niyo po, huwag niyo pong i-release yung mouse. Nakadrag pa rin po ako. Ibababa ko siya dito. And kung saan ko siya gusto mag-position, dun ko pa lang pong i-release yung mouse ko. Okay. Nandito. Yeah. Masyadong malaki yung bola. Kung napansin niyo, ay sir, masyadong malaki yung bola. Okay po. Control P niyo po and change the size. Now, para hindi po kayo mahirapan kapag ganito po yung nangyayari. Kung napansin niyo po, halimbawa, masyadong malaki yung bola, dito na lang po niyo i-adjust. Galawin ko lang po ito at erase ko lang muna po. Wala. Bumalik po ako sa dati. Balikan ko lang po si ball. Kasi visible na po siya 100% para hindi na kayo mag-adjust ng screen. Ang gawin niyo po is i-select niyo yung ball, Control Tango, Control P on your keyboard. Okay pa? Okay. Then, shift, drag the object para po medyo lumiit siya ng konti. Ayan. So, maliit na siya. Right? Ganun po ulit ang gagawin ko. I'll drag this one. Pupunta ako dito sa aking untitled one. Untitled document here. Tsaka ko po siya ipipaste. Medyo malaki pa rin po siya para dito sa aking canvas. So again, Control Tango and gawin niyo siyang maliit depending on your preference. So I think I'm good with this. Sir, paano po siya ni-resize? Ulitin ko po It's Control Tango, Control T on your keyboard. Maha-highlight po yan. Shift, then drag it down to any size that you want. I'm good with this. Meron na po akong bola. Yan, igagalaw ko na po siya. Kung titingnan po natin sa ating layers, meron na po tayong dalawa. First one is the ball, and the second one is the background. So gusto ko, pag nag-animate na po to, wala po siyang background. Transparent lang siya. So walang white. So it's either I hide the white background or i-delete ko siya totally. For the meantime, i-hide ko na lang po muna. Yan. Wala po siyang background, just the ball. And I'll click on the ball and I can move it, right? Paano po siya nilalagyan ng animation? Ito po, observe po tayo mabuti. First is that commonly ang environment po natin ganito yan. Wala po siya sa ilalim, right? But this time, we're going to use a special feature which is the timeline. So paano po siya pinalalabas? Click. You go to timelines here at the bottom. Not totally the bottom. The lower part, again, that's Windows. You go to timeline. Lalabas po to. Yeah. Timeline. Not mini bridge, but timeline. This one. Okay. So what I would like to do is talagay ko po siya dito, tapos magbabounce siya pabalik doon. Tapos paulit-ulit niya po yung gagawin forever. Ano to? So anong mangyayari doon? So ganito po yung mangyayari. So paano ko po makikita yung center? Di po ba ay by 8 po yun? Ang ating pong ruler, kung napansin niyo po, and ang ruler po natin is from 0 to 8 or from 0 to this one. So 0 to 4. So it's 4 by 8. Ang guide, commonly ganito. Yan. Nilalagay niyo po siya. Ulit pa. Yung guide, yung ruler niyo po, i-click niyo lang. Tapos i-drag niyo po siya sa gitna. There we go. Kung napansin niyo po, nandito na siya sa gitna, right? So what I will be doing next is this. Pupunta po ako dito sa aking timeline. Napansin niyo po, meron siyang dalawang options dito. Create video timeline and create frame animation. So what I'll be doing is, I'll click on frame animation. Again, the ball is situated here at the top. Kalahati lang po. Again, I'll create animation. So meron na po akong frame. What I'll do next is, punta po tayo din sa ilalim. Okay, so nandito po siya. Balikan ko lang po siya dito. Meron po tayong option dito. As you can see, this is an option to duplicate the frame. Okay. Now, ang ruler po, kung hindi nyo makita, for example, nakaganito yung sa inyo. Wala po siyang ruler. Click nyo lang po yung ruler from the view tab. Yan, wala po siya. View, you click on rulers, meron na po yung ruler. Okay pa. So, ginawan ko lang po siya ng guide just to make sure that when it bounces, it will be on the center. So again, going back to this one, I'll click this first frame that I created. I'll duplicate this using this option dito sa baba. Yung po duplicate selected frames option here. I'll click on this one. Kung napansin niyo po, I have frame 1 and I have the second frame. So on my second frame, I'll be moving my ball at the center here, there. Then what I'll do next is I'll be duplicating the second frame. Duplicate po ulit. Ayan, so tatlo na po siya, pero sa third frame po gusto ko na ando naman siya sa taas. Ayan, so tatlo na po ang nangyari. This is my first one, the one here. Second frame is the one at the center, and the third frame is the one on my upper right. So what I'll do next is this. I-click ko po yung first frame and shift on my keyboard. Again, please remember po na i-press yung nasa keyboard nyo. Shift, click. Okay, so it will select 1 and 2. And the next thing that you're going to use is this one. Ayan. Kung napansin niyo po, twins. Ito po, sa icon po, twins animation frame. Ang gagawin niyo po, gagawa siya ng animation frame between the two. Kung meron ka dito, ang isa ay nasa gitna, automatically, when you click on twins, or twins the frame, click ko po this one, it will give you options. So twin, ilan ba? Twin with selection, wala po kayong babaguhin. Pero ilang bounds ang gusto nyong mapunta sa gitna ni 1 at ni 2. So in this case, ang gusto ko po 5 pa ulit frame. Okay, I'll click on OK. And kung napansin nyo po, instead of doing it manually, ito po yung aking second, ito po yung aking una. Una, and then second. Pero kung napansin nyo po, since nag-insert ako ng 5 na new frame using the twins tool, ganito po nangyari. 1, that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the 1 at the center. Ayan. So, next naman po, di po ba from 1 and 2, nilagyan natin siya ng 5 sa gitna. Ito. Yun naman pong 2 at saka 3, gusto rin po natin lagyan sa gitna. So, I'll click this one. Selected ko po yung nasa gitna. I'll click on Shift. Okay, Shift po para i-click ko yung last frame ko. Same po, gagamitin ko siya ng twin tool. Ayan. So, ilan din po? 5 rin po. Okay. What actually happens? This is my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ito po, 7 yung nasa gitna. Tapos, ito po yung last ko. So, anong nangyari? Naglagay po ulit siya. Automatically, system po yung naglalagay ng direction ng object. Okay. So, i-highlight nyo po silang lahat dun sa ilalim. So we have 1 to 13 frames. I'll click it, Shift, 2, 3, 4, or Control. Yan. Pero kung gusto niyo po mabilisan, from 1, Shift nyo lang po, click nyo po sa 13, everything will be selected. Okay. Mapapansin nyo po dito. Ayan. May mapapansin po kayo, 0 second. Ibig sabihin, ano po ba yung 0 second? Ito po, yan. 0 second po siya. Ibig sabihin, gaano tatagal yung object or frame na yon sa screen bago siya magpalit. Since this one is all selected, okay, selected po natin lahat. Kung napansin niyo po, when I click on something like this, 0 second, I would like to make it 0.2 seconds. Yan. It will take effect on all of the frames. Lahat po siya ay magsi 0.2 seconds na. Ito pa. Then, when I click on play, observe, ayan. Tingnan niyo po yung bola, nagbabounce siya. Pero sir, bakit po tumigil na siya? Okay, yan. Ipiniplay ko na lang po ulit. Kapag gumawa po kayo ng animation and you would like to play it just once, dito po sa option dito sa gilid, ayan, sa pinakailalim, meron po ditong options kung ilang beses siya tatalon or ilang beses siya mag-animate. Tatlo ang options po. It's either once, titigil na siya, 3 times, titigil na siya, or if you would like to make it a repeated action over and over, you click forever. Okay. Sa Photoshop po, maganda dito. May forever. Merong once lang, meron pong 3 times lang, pero meron din pong maganda, forever. Okay. What do you mean by forever? Gagalaw po siya ng gagalaw as long as the image is shown. So when you click on play, dito po sa gilid, yung arrow pupunta po sa kanan. Yan. It will bounce continuously as an image. Continuous po. As long as ginagamit nyo siya. Okay, yan. Sabi po ni ma'am, sa Photoshop pala is may forever. Okay po. So paano naman po siya gagamitin? For example, okay na po tayo dito. From the first one, nag-bounce po siya papunta doon. What I would like to do next is stop it for a while. File, paano po siya sinisave? Observe po tayo dito. It's file, save for web. It's not the usual save or save as, but it's save for web. Okay, I'll click on save for web. Okay, yan. When you click it save for web, it will give you an option here. Okay, I suggest wala muna po kayong babaguhin dyan aside from this. Meron po kayong several options dito. Okay, it's JPEG, PNG, but what we would like to use is the animation, which is GIF. Ano pa? So once selected na po natin, commonly po by default nakaganon po siya. Pero just make it sure po na chinek nyo siya bago nyo siya save. So it's a GIF. I'll click on save. It will be asking me for a destination. This time I just want to use it on my desktop. So it's ball. Napansin niyo po ay images only. Default settings, wala pong binago aside from the file name. I'll click on save it on my desktop and definitely I was able to save it. Now, paano naman po siya ginagamit? Okay, kung napansin niyo po sa ating desktop, kanina dito ko sinave yung ball. Ayan. Wala kayong nakikita kundi isang maliit na ball. Pero when you open that, it will not just be open as a normal picture, but instead this is a moving one. As you can see, tumatalon yung bola. Okay pa? Tumatalon yung bola repeatedly kasi naka-forever po siya. I'll close this one. Sir, paano naman po kung gagamitin namin siya sa PowerPoint? It's basically the work the same. Kung may PowerPoint po kayo, you insert the picture. Okay. Halimbawa po, gagamitin niyo siya sa inyong mga presentations, for example, sa mga bata. Since this one is a PNG file, I'll click on the ball. I'll click on insert. Okay. So, napansin niyo po, it's just a basic ball. Yan lang po yung makikita ko dito. Yan lang po. Pero, if I will be adjusting this one, so nasa na yung gumagalaw? Wala po. Magtitig effect po siya kapag kayo po ay nag-preview. Okay. So, as you can see, even in PowerPoint presentations or using it on a browser, gumagalaw po siya. That's how it basically works. Okay. Balikan ko lang po Sir, paano nga po ulit nagsisave? Ganito lang po ulit. File, yung instead of save or save as, you save for web. So, okay, question. Sir, default blue po ba yung background niya sa PowerPoint? Hindi po. Nilagyan ko lang po siya ng blue image sa likod. So, kung wala po siya, kung saan man siya pa ipatong, transparent po yan. So, kapag kayo po ay nag-play, tinanggal ko yung blue, so it's just a transparent one. So, kung ano man po ang kanyang background, yun po ang gagamitin niya. Okay pa? Sige, ma'am. Balik po tayo dito. Medyo madami-dami po tayong i-discuss. So, hopefully po, mabalikan natin yung ibang questions nila for this. But again, as much as possible, we would like to discuss everything in detail para po mas marami kayong makuha from the webinar na magagamit nyo sa araw-araw. I'll close this one, okay? And another one is I'll be using another option or another photo. Okay, I'll click on open. Okay, then I'll click on the lion. Open. Okay, yan. So kung napansin nyo po, meron akong images, tatlong images ng lion. Medyo malaki po siguro yung image, so I'll just check the image size. Medyo malaki po. Palitan ko po siya ng mga 8 lang para po hindi masyadong mahirap galawin. Pero kung kaya naman po ng PC, wala naman pong problema. In my case, gusto ko lang siyang mas mababa ng konti. When you change the size, automatically the other one changes as well. Okay, I'll click on this one. Yan. So control plus para po lumaki yung screen, control minus para po lumiit. Again, control plus, enlarge, control minus, decrease the size of your screen. Okay. So, meron po akong tatlong leon dito. Right? Isang black, isang gray, at isang colored lion. Now, what I would like to do is I would like to put some animation in here. Gusto ko nag-animate siya na lumalabas ay itim, tapos ito, tapos papalit-palit siya ng kulay. Pero what I have here is just a plain one. Okay. Ito po yung gagawin. Una, tanggalin niyo po siya ng background. Paano po siya gagawin? On your eraser tool, okay, dito po sa gilid, eraser tool, click niyo po siya and look for magic eraser tool. Okay, balitin ko pa. Right click, magic eraser tool, you click on this one. Okay, now probably while I am working, I will have limited visibility on the questions, and nakakatuwa, may mga kasamahan po tayo na sumasagot ng mga questions po while I am working on the discussion. Okay pa? So I'll click this one. Again, going back to this one, the eraser tool. Instead of eraser tool, magic eraser tool, I'll click here. Anong gagawin niya? It will erase the background of the same color. Since puti lang naman siya, yeah, there we go. Isang click lang po na wala na po lahat ng kulay puting background. Pero since ito po yung close figure na, yan, nasarado na po siya doon, may puti pa po siya dyan, click nyo lang po ulit, click nyo lang po ulit, at click nyo lang po ulit. Yan. So we'll have 3 images of lion without background. And we have how many layer? Just a single layer. Ito pong tatlong to, single layer lang po siya. Pag ginalaw niyo yung isa, so gagalaw po silang lahat. So what I would like to do is to put these two over the black one. Para po mangyari yon, kailangan ko ng tatlong layer at kailangan ko silang paghiwa-hiwalayin. Sa paano po mangyayari, okay, na sila po ay maghihiwa-hiwalay. First, you go on your market tool, dito po, market tool, rectangular market tool, okay, go back, again, rectangular market tool, it will allow you to draw a rectangle. In my case, nag-drag lang po ako ng rectangle, isa-select ko po yung aking lion, ito, and gusto ko po siyang ihiwalay dun sa dalawa. So what I'll do, upon selection, again, click niyo po dito, papunta dyan, selected na po siya, right-click, and make sure you click on layer via cut. Again, right-click, layer via cut. Ano po nangyari? So wala namang nangyari na andyan pa rin siya. Yes po. Kaya lang po, kung mapapansin po natin sa ating layer here, yung first layer, dalawa na lang. Yung second layer ay eto. Siya na lang, mag-isa. Nakahiwalay na po siya. So we're going to do the same thing para dito po sa isang ito. Okay, make sure, ito po kadalasan nagiging problema at nakakalimutan ng majority. Kapag ito na po ang inyong tatanggalin, yan. Diba, ito yung gusto ko. Baka po malimutan na i-click yung first layer. Kasi po kung ito, yan. Ito kasi yung selected. Ibig sabihin kung sinelect niyo yung part na yan, wala kang na-select. Kaya, ang kailangan is balikan yung first layer mo, i-hide nyo muna yung second layer. Ayan, ito na lang. Ito na lang, sila na lang dalawang natira. I-hide ko ulit or using my market tool dito. Select ko lang ulit siya mula sa taas hanggang sa dito, sa magpipit siya. And right click. And then layer via cut. Ito. Ayan. Here we go. So na-cut niya na po siya. Kung mapapansin niyo po, tatlo na po yung layer natin dito. Kaya hide ko po yung iba. Tanggalin, click nyo lang po yung mata para po mag-hide sila. So this is my first layer, yung black lang. My second layer is eto lang. And my third layer is eto lang. So isushow ko po silang lahat. Lahat po sila nakabukas yung mata. Ang una ko pong gagawin, make sure that black is at the bottom, the gray is on the second layer, and the colored one is on the third layer. Okay po. Sir, nagkabaliktad po yung kagawa ko. Okay lang po. Click nyo lang po siya, i-drag nyo lang po siya pataas or pababa. Mag-take effect po yan. So in my case, I would like it to be black, and then the gray, and then the colored one. Click ko po to. Click. Okay. Ganito naman po. Trick po to. Probably alam to ng majority, pero just in case po, hindi po nyo nagamit ito before. Di ba sabi natin, if you are working only for the first time in Photoshop, we suggest that it's not selected. Para kahit saan ka man mag-click, yan, as long as selected mo yung layer mo dito, yun lang yung gagalaw. Kahit pa-click mo to, ang gagalaw pa rin is yung black. Kaya nga lang, kapag you're working already on multiple images, I will suggest you tick this one, tick auto select. When you click on auto select, what will happen is any image that you click will be the one to be chosen. For example, observe po kayo dito. I'll click on the black, magbabago po yun. I'll click on the gray, and I'll on the colored, nagbabago siya. Ibig sabihin, that's the selected one. Okay, balik po ako kay black. Ito pong aking si gray, gusto ko ipatong siya dun sa aking black. At itong si colored, gusto ko rin ipatong dito sa aking layer. So, 1, 2, 3. Sir, bakit po yun lang colored yung nakikita ko? Kasi nga po, nasa taas siya. Kung i-hide nyo po siya, ang makikita nyo si gray. Kung i-hide nyo pa, makikita nyo si black. But since everything is shown, the one at the top will be the one to be shown. Okay? Another one. I-highlight ko lang po si Market Tool ko ulit. So, kukuhanin ko lang yung area na gusto kong kuhanin kasi masyadong malaki yung canvas. So, once selected, I'll click on Image, and I'll go for Crop. Okay po Image, crop. Ang ginagawa po ni crop, ikina-crop niya, i-resize niya yung inyong buong canvas. Hindi lang po yung image but the full canvas. I'll click on crop. Ito na po siya. Yan. Ang lion po, ito, 1, 2, 3. Meron tayong lion here. Now, paano ko siya gagaman ang animation? Commonly, ito po yung question po ulit kanina. Balikan ko lang. Sir, paano nga po ulit palabasin yung timeline? Yan. This is the default screen na meron tayo. Balik po tayo sa Windows. You click on timeline. Once we're done with the timeline, lalabas po siya dito. Dalawa po ulit yung option, create video timeline and create frame animation. So, create frame animation. You click on this one. Sir, bakit po isa lang yung aking frame? Ay tatlo po yung aking layers. Ito po, take note po Isang frame lang kayo, tatlo yung inyong layers. Bakit isa lang? So, ang gagawin nyo po, papunta kayo dito, there's an option here. Dito po sa gilid. Ito itong may arrow down. Click nyo po siya and make sure na naka-tick po. Make frames from layers. Ulit po I'll click on this one. By default, wala po siyang tick or wala po siyang check. Make frames from layers. I'll click this one. There we go. Kung napasin nyo po, nagkaroon ng 1, 2, 3. Kasi ginawa niya ng frames yung lahat ng layers. So, ano po ang sunod nating gagawin? Same concept po. Di po ba naka 0 seconds po siya? Click nyo lang po, shift, click nyo lang po silang lahat, then change it to 5 seconds, for example, and then you play. When you click on play, yan, magbabago po yung kulay niya. Sir, bakit po tumigil na? Ulit. Kasi nga po, siya po ay naka once, kailangan po forever. Yan. Laging may forever. Okay, so it's black, gray, and the colored one. So I'll save this one again, file. I'll save for web. Okay. So it's PNG24. I'll change it to animated GIF. And I'll click on save. Pupunta po ako sa aking desktop again. And I'll name it Lion. Okay. I'll click on Lion. And pagpunta ko po dito, meron ako nakita, sir, bakit black lang yung image? Kasi po, animated nga po siya. When you double click, okay, probably it would play like this. Yan. Napansin niyo po, gumagalaw na po siya. It's a single file. Commonly, kaya po siya sa mga slide processing software like PowerPoint. Kaya nga lang po, it usually takes time. Kaya pag alam niyo siyang gawin kay Photoshop, everything will be very simple. So, punta rin po ulit ako dito kay Bol. I'll create a new slide. Okay, so I'll be placing my picture here, insert, pictures. I'll go for my lion here. Okay. Now, kung minsan po, mapapansin nyo, pag sobrang bilis ng animation at hindi siya kayang sundan kagad ng inyong computer, minsan nag-skip po siya. Sir, hanggang 9 lang po yung nag-play sa akin. Okay. So, I suggest kung gagamitin niyo siya sa mga presentation slides, huwag po masyadong mabilis like 1 or 2 seconds. Okay. So, technically, this is how it works. Okay? Simple lang po, right? Okay po. Balik po tayo ulit kay Photoshop. Mamaya po may activity tayo pinapakita ko lang po siya kung paano siya ginagamit differently but the same concept of animation. I'll close this one again. I won't save it. File. Ang timeline ko po, i-hide ko muna po ulit lahat para balik po ako sa common environment ko. Okay po. For those who like it to be repeated, ito po, sige, gagamit lang ako ng ibang material pero technically, siya po ay uulitin ko rin. Okay pa? So it's file, open, you have evolution here. Okay? Nakita niyo po, meron tayong picture like this one. It's an evolution, right? From a monkey to here, it's a free image that I downloaded online in freepic.com. So what I'll be doing is I'm going to unlock the image. Right click. Unlock. Okay. I'll click OK para po wala na po yung lock niya. Okay. And this one, I'll remove the background kasi kung napasin po natin, puti po yung background niya. Right? Same. I'll go to my magic eraser tool. I-click ko po siya sa likod. Yan, since puti po lahat ng background niya, kung napapansin niyo po, lahat ng puti ay na-erase. Aside from this one, kasi nasa loob po siya ng isang closed figure na hindi na po siya ma-detect. So I'll just click on this one. So it will be erased. Meron na po tayong how many images? 1. Ano pa? So ang gagawin ko naman po this time, since gusto ko is lumalakad siya, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. 6 na images po ang kailangan ko. So kailangan ko siyang i-duplicate 6 times. Okay? This time is, I'll Control J. That's for duplicate. Okay, o kaya naman right-click, duplicate layer, and do it 6 times. Kaya naman, mas mabilis pa yung Control J. So I need 3 more, Control J. 1, 2, 3. Yan. So meron na po tayong images here. 6 na images na pare-parehas. So what I would like to do is, gusto kong matandaan siya ng maayos. So I'll double-click on the name. Pwede ko na po siyang i-rename. 1. Double-click po ulit. 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. So we have 6 same layers here. Pero ang gusto natin, kung sino lang yung nasa 1, siya lang yung nasa 1, sa 2, sa 3, sa 4, sa 5, and sa 6, hindi sila magkakasama. So ang gagawin ko po, di po ba lahat sila ay naka-show? I-hide ko muna po yung 5 na hindi ko ginagalaw. Okay, ang i-show ko muna po is the number 1. Gusto ko lang pong matira to. Okay, so ang kailangan kong gawin, burahin sila. It's either i-use eraser tool. Yeah, medyo matagal po siya. Kaya ang I will suggest, gamitin niyo na po yung marquee tool. Sa marquee tool niyo po, isi-select niyo lang po siya dito. Yung areas na kailangan yung i-delete. Delete lang po. And sir, may natira pong paa. So, using same marquee tool po, i-click, i-select lang, delete. So, si number 1, okay na po siya. I-hide ko po siya. Punta ko kay number 2. So, number 2, eto lang naman po. Ganun din po, marquee tool. Tanggalin niyo po yung first one. Okay. Ito po, common problem. Sir, naka-marquee tool na po ako. Kinili ko po yung first one. Hindi po ma-erase. Kasi po, ang selected ko here, Though ang shown po is the number 2, ang selected layer ko po is number 1. So, ibig sabihin, hidden siya, wala ka talagang magagalaw. So, once selected, naka-show po siya, ito po dapat yung selected para mag-take effect yung inyong ginagawa. So, again, I'll highlight this one using my marquee tool. I'll click on delete on my keyboard. Hit this one again, delete. So, natira na lang is the number 2. Same process po, gagawin ko siya kay number 3, hide ko po si 2. So, dito lang po dapat yung matitira. So, I'll hide this one, delete. I'll delete this one as well. Ayan, may konti po natira doon. Delete ko lang. And number 4, hide ko lang po si 3. 4 naman po. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. This man naman po yung matitira. Okay. Marquee tool, delete. Using my marquee tool again, I'll delete. May natirang konti. Marquee tool, delete on my keyboard. And I'm good with 4. I'll go back to number 5 here. Ito lang. Ayan. Para hindi maputol yung kanyang sibat. Hanggang dito lang po muna. Click. Pero may natira. Highlight ko lang ulit. Delete. So this is my number 5. Tanggalin ko lang din po itong nasa una. And this one. Okay. I'll hide number 5 and lastly number 6. Gusto ko lang matira si number 6. Ayan. Sir, ba't hindi po ma-delete again? So napansin niyo po, shown po si number 6 pero highlighted po si 5. So technically, wala ako na-select. I'll click on 6. I'll delete. Okay. I'll make another selection. Yung natirang sibat and delete. Okay. So meron na po akong 5 images. Take note po naka-hide po silang lahat. Yung mata po, pag kinilik niyo po siya, 1, that's number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. 6 na po sila. 6 na po. Hindi pa 6 na po. 6 na po sila. So, ang gagawin ko lang po is gusto ko parang animation effect na naglalakad siya. Papunta dito, papunta doon. Right? Kung babalikan ko lang po siya sa Windows, I'll go to Timelines. Here, pupunta po siya dito and create animation frame here. Okay, napansin niyo po ulit, isa lang yung frame na ginawa niya, pero 6 yung layers natin. Okay, click niyo lang po ulit dito and create or make frames from layers. Automatically po, gagawa niya ng frames si 1, si 2, si 3, si 4, si 5, and si 6. So when you play, okay, sobrang bilis. Bakit naka 0 seconds po siya? So click niyo po sa isa-isa using control click o kaya naman po kung lahatan na, click on the first one, shift on your keyboard, click on the last one para po ma-select silang lahat. So yung 0 seconds po, palitan niyo siya into 0.5 second, then you play. Okay, so what will happen is there will be an animation effect na magmumukha siyang lumalakad coming from only a single image earlier. Now, what I will be do next is here, when I play it once, napansin niyo po, tumigil na siya kasi po naka-once po ulit yung kanyang pag-play. I'll click forever. Okay, there we go. And I'll file, save for web. And this one, it's animated GIF. Okay, so nag-load na po ng konti. Ayan, medyo matagal siyang mag-load. So same process po nung saving po na ginagawa natin earlier, wherein yung image po ay isa-save natin. Katulad dito. Save. And it will be asking you for a file name. Again, file name is the name which is evolution, and I'll go to my desktop. Here, I'll save the image as evolution. I'll click on save. Okay, so it's saving. Medyo mabigat po yung ating image. Kaya po medyo nagtatagal po siya mag-save. But definitely, once saved, it will work perfectly the same with the first two that we created earlier. So, balikan ko lang po si aking desktop. Okay, on my desktop, I have here the picture of evolution. May open the file. Commonly, play po siya. Kaya nga lang po, medyo pabigat yung image. Hindi, okay. Kapag ano po, since siya po ay naka 300, okay, kung napapansin niyo po, medyo malaki yung image. So, this is how it works. From a single file, yung common, napasin po natin, napag-allow po natin siya in this type of animation using Photoshop. Now, when you save the file, hindi nyo kailangan mag-save ng maraming pictures sa tulad ng ganito, tapos lagyan siya ng animation, dun mismo. When you save the file, automatically, meron na siyang animation, lahat ng images ay nasa kanya na, pero isang file lang po siya. Commonly, ginagamit po natin siya sa mga slide presentations. Bawa, PowerPoint. Di ba, gumagawa tayo ng animation sa PowerPoint? Okay. Kung alam niyo po siyang gawin sa Photoshop, medyo mabilis po siyang gawin. Okay pa? Sige po, punta po tayo sa ating activity. So what we will be doing here for activity number 2, I guess, create an animated GIF or GIF using the bouncing ball na lang po muna. Yung tennis ball po ang ating gagamitin. So I'll be giving you 5 minutes probably to answer or to make that presentation. Okay po, start po tayo working. So I'll try to look for some of your questions while you are working. Again, ang gagamitin po natin is the ball that was included in the folder that was presented or given to you ahead before po tayo nagkamera ng ating webinar. Again, hopefully po na-download natin yung files para po mas madali natin masundan. Okay, so sagutin ko lang po yung isang question na nabasa ko po dito. Sir, paano po kung sa CC 2020 versions po yung ginagamit ko? Wala po dong option immediately na save for web po. So what I'll be doing, punta po kayo ng file, export po. Sa export po, nandun po yung option nyo to save for web. Naka-load po siya dun sa inyong export. Pero for CC versions, commonly po nandun po siya sa labas. Okay po, ang file type po natin is yes, GIF po. Okay po. So, questions pa. This is a question that I would like to address. Sir, in your opinion po, which is the best version of Photoshop? Is it always the latest? Actually po, personal po is yes, definitely it's always the latest because you will be receiving updates once you subscribe to the latest one. However, there are cases wherein you are used to using the older version and there might be some adjustment when you use the newer version. Kapo yung iba, if they subscribe already to sa CC versions, which is the older one, kadalasan they prefer to use it. But for those who would like updates and new features from Adobe Photoshop, they subscribe to the CC versions, which is the most updated one. Okay, for those who would like to try, aside from the tennis ball po, ito kasi yung pinakamadali. Sir, ginawa ko po is yung animation. That's fine po. As long as you will be able to apply the principle, that's fine po. Any topic po or any pictures that you would like to use, that's fine. But this is the easiest. Again, the main reason why we're using the easiest is because we would like you to have the concept instead of doing it creating a very good output. But if you can apply the concept with a very good output, definitely that's better. Okay po, so I think we're done with the animated GIF. Ano po, hopefully po, natatandaan. For those who joined us po ngayon lang, tingnan ko lang po kung ilan po tayo ngayon. And asking if there's a recorded video of this webinar, definitely there is po. It will be sent to you later para just in case you miss something, you will be able to make reviews. Okay. Now, let's proceed po. I think we still have time po for the first part of the webinar. So, I'll continue. And hopefully po, nakikita ulit po ang aking screen from your end. Ayan. Close ko muna po to si Evolution. I'll click close this one. Okay. Now, I would like everyone to look at the other folder. So we're done with the first one, the ID. Sorry, we're done colors, animated chip. We have here the ID. When you open the ID, there are several files that you will see. First one is 1, 2, 3. Those are images. We have here the ID sample. We have here record. Just in case you have the record, I would like you to erase that one first. Yung Excel lang po yung titira. Record ng Excel. Yan. So record at ID sample 1, 2, 3. Meron po magtatanong, sorry, ano po yung free 3 of 9 x3 or kaya free 3 of 9 1? Ito po ay font lang po siya. Installer po siya ng font. Kasi this is a font which works basically a barcode. So kino-convert niya yung fonts natin into barcode. And most commonly, ang mga ating mga computers don't have this kind of font. Dina-download po natin siya. Pero para po hindi na tayo mahirapan mag-download, sinama ko na rin po siya. So when you double-click this one, okay? Double-click this one. And so ganito po ang itsura niya. You just click on install. Okay. Naka-install na po siya. Pero kung hindi po siya installed on your computer, you just click on install. And pag tinignan niyo po siya later, dun po sa text natin, dun po sa mga options like Times New Roman, Arial, Impact, siya po ay magkakamera ng name. Ang pangalan po ay free 3 of 9 na pwede niyo pong magamit later to convert